The sun beamed down brightly over the African savanna, casting a warm glow on the vast landscape. This region was a bustling tapestry of life, filled with the rich colors of nature. The tall grass waved gently in the breeze, swaying like a sea of green as far as the eye could see. It was a lively afternoon, with the gentle whispers of the wind carrying the sounds of wildlife all around. Birds chirped merrily from trees dotted throughout the grassy plains, while small animals scurried about, their busy activities adding to the vibrant scene. If you enjoy this video, please like the video and subscribe for more, and tell me where you are watching from today. I always find it awesome to see where all my viewers are watching from. Let's get back to the video. In this picturesque setting, a mother elephant and her young calf were enjoying a peaceful moment together. The mother, with her powerful frame and wise eyes, stood watchful under the golden sun. Her skin, textured like ancient bark, reflected the sunlight while at the same time blending harmoniously with her surroundings. Her calf, small and playful, was full of energy and curiosity. With ears flapping joyfully and a trunk held high with excitement, the young elephant explored their environment. Not far from where they stood, a glistening watering hole beckoned invitingly. It sparkled under the sun like a jewel, surrounded by lush green grass that offered a welcome sight after long days spent in search of water. The cooling waters were home to frogs that leaped from lily pads and fish darting below the surface, unaware of how precious this spot was in the heat of midday. This watering hole served as an essential gathering place for all kinds of wildlife in the savanna, a hub of life where thirsty creatures came to drink and relax. The mother elephant often brought her calf to this special place. She taught her little one how to approach the water carefully and even how to splash it playfully without getting too messy. The calf eagerly attempted to mimic its mother's graceful movements, filling the air with trumpeting sounds as it took tentative steps closer to the edge. Despite its playful spirit, there hung an air of caution. It had learned early that respect for nature was important. As they enjoyed this moment together, fluffy white clouds floated lazily across the sky. The heat softened under their shade now and then, giving both elephants a respite from the hot sun above. The world felt alive around them. Other animals made their way to the watering hole too. Zebras trotted past with their striking stripes, while a few giraffes stretched their necks high into trees to nibble on leaves. But beneath this beautiful surface lay an unexpected danger that day. As delightful as it was for a young calf to play near water and mud, it could also create trouble if one wasn't careful. The fun-loving calf spotted something enticing, a puddle glistening uniquely among the grass, and without hesitation decided to explore even closer. The mother watched her calf as it ventured towards this muddy area just beyond their usual path. The little one didn't notice that what seemed like solid ground concealed wet muck beneath its thick layers of grass bedding, a trap for young adventurers who weren't aware of their surroundings' hidden dangers. She called out gently at first, sensing where this would lead, a warning sound bubbling up from her depths. But her voice couldn't match her calf's excitement. Just as she started to move closer to encourage her young one back towards safer ground, disaster struck. In a frenzied hop and playful jump towards its newfound discovery, the calf suddenly slipped right into the mud. Panic washed over both of them in an instant. With mud clinging tightly around its legs and sinking deeper by each movement made, the poor calf struggled more than it realized. The mother elephant rushed forward immediately, their strong bond visible in every step she took. This moment captured was so much more than just an ordinary day in the savanna. It marked not only beauty, but also vulnerability. reminding everyone observing just how fragile life can sometimes be near even simple pleasures in nature's playground. With shadows beginning to stretch from trees dotting further up the horizon, time began to take on new meaning amidst chaos as heartbeats quickened within those watching from afar. As the playful afternoon wore on, the young elephant calf's excitement bubbled over like a fresh spring. With its ears flapping joyfully in the warm breeze and its trunk testing the air, filled with rich scents of nature, the little one was an embodiment of youthful exuberance. It was a time to explore, a time to frolic and bounce around the tall grasses that danced lightly around its feet. The calf, full of energy and curiosity, began to wander farther from the comforting presence of its mother. With each step, it ventured closer to the glistening puddle of mud that lay just beyond a patch of grass. Meanwhile, its mother continued to monitor its safety from a distance, silently encouraging it to enjoy the world, but also to stay cautious. However, the excitement of discovery was too tempting for the young calf to resist. As the calf approached the muddy area, it spotted a fascinating reflection shimmering in the puddle, a dance of clouds and sunlight swirling together. Without thinking twice, it lunged forward, eager to investigate this captivating sight. But as it did so, what seemed like solid ground underneath quickly betrayed its trust. The calf lost its footing. It slipped into the mucky depths below. In an instant, panic settled over the playful spirit of the little elephant. The thick, gooey mud clutched tightly around its legs like a vice, pulling it down with an unyielding grip as it began to sink. Alarm spread through its small body as it tried to scramble back up, but each struggle only deepened its predicament. The innocent thrill of exploration had transformed into sheer terror. With wide eyes filled with fear, the calf trumpeted for help, a distressed sound that echoed across the savanna and trembled in the air around it. Sinking deeper into the mire, it flailed its trunk about wildly, desperate to find something solid to hold on to. The once joyful chirps of nearby birds fell silent in response to the alarming calls coming from the young one. It was a solemn moment where time seemed to freeze. The mud splashed against its skin, creating a thick coat that made moving even more difficult. As it floundered, what was meant to be a playful adventure turned into an unthinkable struggle against nature itself. Fear took over. Instincts kicked in, and every heartbeat pounded with urgency. From across the grassy expanse, the mother elephant sensed her calf's distress immediately. She felt a rush of adrenaline course through her as warning bells rang loudly in her mind. Her once calm demeanor vanished. Her heart raced within her powerful chest as she galloped towards the scene. The bond between mother and child sparked anew. She could sense every ounce of fear radiating from her young one. Upon reaching the muddy puddle, a scene unfolded before her that tore at her heart. She saw her precious calf, now struggling in vain and weakly trumpeting for help. The sight was agonizing, every inch of her being urged her to save her baby. Her muscles tensed as she realized that this rescue would demand everything she had within her. Without hesitation, she moved close enough to offer reassurance with soft rumbles and gentle sounds intended to calm her frightened child. Yet, even as she offered comfort, she understood that action was now required. With impressive strength, she positioned herself alongside her calf, carefully lining up with just enough distance for leverage, yet remaining mindful not to frighten it further. If anything could pull her child from this muck, it was going to be her fierce love and steadfast determination. Calling upon every ounce of strength she possessed, she extended her trunk toward her little one, trying desperately not only to lift, but also to reassure in this moment of chaos. "Stay calm," she seemed to convey through her presence, while positioning herself sturdy within the wet earth. She had every intention of pulling them both from danger, despite her surroundings being less than forgiving. The little calf, still panicking and slipping slowly deeper by the second, felt a flicker of hope wash over it at seeing its mother's strength beside it. That bond anchored its fading spirit, even as fear gripped tighter around their hearts. While emotions surged like a thunderstorm above them amidst tranquil savanna skies, an invisible line had been drawn. A call for help, kindling a sense of urgency for any other soul who might hear this alarm ringing through nature. The moment the mother elephant sensed her calf's distress, a powerful instinct kicked in, filling her with urgency. Her heart raced as she felt the fear radiating from her young one, and that feeling ignited a fierce determination within her. Without a moment's hesitation, she trumpeted loudly, a sound that echoed across the savanna, sending shockwaves through the air. This call was not just a warning, it was a rallying cry, filled with emotion and love. As her voice bellowed into the sky, the other animals nearby paused in their activities, sensing the alarm in her tone. The rhythmic sound of her trumpet was like a mother's voice reaching out when something is amiss, both alarming and protective. She could feel every heartbeat of anxiety pulsing through the air as she began to rush towards the muddy puddle where her precious calf struggled. With powerful strides, she charged across the grassy terrain, her feet pounding against the earth. The ground trembled beneath her weight as she pushed through the tall grass. Each moment felt like an eternity as she raced to reach her little one, desperate to reassure it that everything would be all right. Every step made her muscles flex and ripple under her thick skin. She was like a force of nature, driven solely by maternal love. As she approached the scene, her senses heightened. The once familiar sounds of the savanna turned into background noise as her focus narrowed down to only one thing: rescuing her calf. She spotted the small form struggling amidst the thick mud. Her heart sank at the sight, but filled with new determination. This was not just mud. It was a trap threatening to swallow her baby whole. Every ounce of her being pushed her forward. There could be no delay. Upon reaching the edge of the muddy puddle, she took a moment to assess the situation. Her calf was flailing in panic, its body engulfed in mud and fear, and that sight tore at her heart. At that moment, she took a deep breath and used a different kind of trumpet sound, one that conveyed calmness and encouragement amid chaos. Her gentle rumblings were meant to soothe her child, assuring it that help was on the way. "Stay calm, I'm here," seemed to resonate from her presence alone as she positioned herself alongside her struggling calf. With soft yet assertive movements, she reached out with her trunk, determined to pull it away from danger. Her eyes locked onto hers, the connection between them stronger than any challenge nature could throw at them. Yet even as she worked to rescue her baby, she knew well how often emotions could get tangled up in moments like these. Fear could easily make one act recklessly. Hence, stability became paramount. She carefully examined how she could grip her calf without scaring it further or losing control herself in this slippery situation. It reminded her of times past when she had faced similar dangers. Each experience had taught her valuable lessons about staying calm under pressure. But now, this was different. It was personal. None of those past struggles compared to seeing her beloved calf in distress. It served as a reminder of just how fragile life could be and how instincts kicked in when moments strained against survival. With extraordinary focus, she lined herself up perfectly alongside her little one and prepared for what was about to be one of the most challenging moments of their relationship. This time, they needed each other more than ever before. Her powerful trunk extended toward the calf with purpose, reaching for its body drenched in mud. She pulled back slightly, aligning for leverage while attempting to maintain steady contact with its small frame through this whirlpool of confusion. A sense of urgency electrified the air around them, a strong bond pushing them together firmly amid uncertainties lingering close by. The world around them faded away even further. There were no distractions or thoughts about what lay beyond this moment. Just two souls entwined together against all odds, an unmistakable connection forged through sheer love and instinct. In this standoff with nature's unpredictable embrace, it was beautifully chaotic. Here, within this swirl of emotion, stood not just an elephant and its young one, but a powerful reminder too. A testament to maternal devotion revealed beneath sunlit African skies. With her heart pounding and instincts on high alert, the mother elephant positioned herself beside her calf, who was frantically thrashing in the thick mud. The sight of her little one struggling filled her with both determination and a wave of frustration that surged through her. This wasn't just any ordinary day in the savannah. It was a test of willpower against an unforgiving foe, the slippery, oppressive mud that threatened to engulf her child. Without hesitation, she reached out with her trunk, a powerful tool shaped by years of experience and strength. She wrapped it around her calf's midsection, careful not to scare it further, but firm enough to make a difference. With all her strength, she began to pull upward, hoping to free her beloved child from the mire. The calf let out an alarming trumpet mixed with fear as it attempted to aid its mother by kicking its legs. However, the mud clung stubbornly, creating a bond that felt unnervingly strong. The more the calf struggled, the deeper it seemed to sink. A small body trapped in a sticky situation that had turned from playful exploration into desperate survival. "Come on, little one. You can do this," she encouraged softly, nudging her calf gently with her trunk while maintaining her grip. Her fierce determination shone through as she exerted every ounce of strength she had, muscles flexing and rippling under her skin with each effort. But the mud fought back, pulling down relentlessly as though it were alive. She braced herself against the ground for stability, using her massive body to counteract the calf's weight. This was a critical moment. She understood that fear could easily overwhelm them both if panic took hold. However, she was determined not to lose any more ground to frustration. She needed to be calm for both their sakes. As she pulled again, sweat began to bead along her forehead. It came from more than just physical exertion. It stemmed from the deep emotional bond that gnawed at her. With every moment they remained trapped in this precarious situation. She could feel the panic rising inside of her, as much as within her calf. The sound of its muffled trumpets echoed her own heart's frantic rhythm. The mud squelched beneath their feet with every shift in position, an unwelcome reminder of how tricky this task would be. The mother elephant tried various angles, pulling, twisting, and even shifting slightly backward to find a better foothold. Yet the persistent muck seemed to guide their efforts in circles, a cruel test of patience against nature's obstinacy. "Stay still," she urged again, with a tone both soothing and slightly tinged with urgency. Each time she felt herself slipping into frustration, she took deep breaths, reminding herself that losing control would only complicate matters further. She envisioned the green pastures where they often roamed freely. This muddied trap was not going to define their day. Her eyes narrowed in focus as she concentrated solely on the task at hand. Nothing else mattered in this moment but pulling her calf free from danger. With renewed resolve sparking within her, she adjusted her grip once more and summoned all her might. The world around them had vanished into the background. Where other animals had gazed upon them with curiosity, before now stood those who felt compelled to intervene. all eyes could sense that something powerful coursed between mother and child. A fierce love, intertwining with raw instinct, pushing them both forward against adversity. Finally feeling like they were making progress, she began to see glimmers of hope in the clay-coated form before her. As its flailing ceased momentarily, when it sensed she was there for support. The bond between them became palpable during this struggle. Every heartbeat echoed as one, a rallying call transcending fear itself. As they found an inch of leeway, moving together with newfound determination and trust igniting underneath chaos grasp, mother and calf would conquer this challenge side by side. Every tremor coursing through their bodies faded slightly away now. They were warriors facing nature's wrath head-on in a battle against time and muddy constraints. But just as they made what felt like progress, seconds turned into minutes, looping forward relentlessly. The mother's resolve was tested yet again as silly thoughts bubbled up. What if they couldn't escape? What if nature was too strong? Behind every effort lay profound challenges facing them alongside undeniable strengths holding firm. One relentless pull at a time etched down deeper into what defined surrender. We will not succumb. We are more than this, with newfound energy fueling their fight against impossible odds. Not just an elephant and its calf battling mud, but two hearts intertwined, engaged fiercely within a beautiful struggle against fragility, and there, among shadows, flickered light. As the mother elephant continued her frantic efforts to pull her calf from the mud, a figure emerged on the horizon, a wildlife photographer named Mia, who had been exploring the savanna in search of the perfect shots of its rich wildlife. With her camera slung around her neck and a keen eye for nature's beauty, Mia reveled in capturing the magical moments of life in the wild. However, nothing could prepare her for the sight that burst into view before her. From a distance, she noticed the commotion. An adult elephant trumpeting loudly, clearly distressed. And beside it was a small figure struggling helplessly in what appeared to be a thick puddle of mud. Her heart dropped as she instinctively recognized the dire situation unfolding. Panic surged through her as she rushed forward, every instinct urging her to help. "Is that a baby elephant?" she gasped under her breath, barely able to comprehend the urgency of what she was witnessing. Her excitement for capturing breathtaking wildlife photos quickly transformed into dread. This was not just another moment of nature. This was a desperate fight against time and circumstances that could have tragic consequences. Mia felt a wave of empathy wash over her as she watched the mother elephant's powerful trunk grapple with the mud. The determination displayed by the mother moved her deeply. There was an unmistakable bond between them that echoed across the savanna. She could see the raw strength and love in each attempt to rescue its calf. But frustration was visible too, as hope waned with every second that ticked by. Come on," Mia whispered urgently to herself as she moved closer to get a better look. She could hear the muffled sounds of the calf's distress, an alarming mix of fear and desperation that tugged at her heartstrings. It felt surreal witnessing such vulnerability. Wildlife documentaries didn't capture the sheer emotion and intensity of moments like this. With each step, Mia felt increasingly compelled to intervene. It was almost an instinct of her own. As a longtime advocate for wildlife conservation, she understood how precious each life was in the endless cycle of nature. The thought of standing back while danger loomed made her stomach churn. She knew she had to act. Pulling out her camera, Mia took a quick snapshot to document this powerful scene, but immediately felt selfish doing so. This wasn't just about capturing an image. It was about survival, an urgent call for help rippling through the air. She quickly put it down. There would be time for photographs later if they made it out safely. Her thoughts whirled as she tried to assess their situation from afar. What can I do? Should I call for help? Can I assist without scaring them? Those questions echoed in her mind as she scanned the surrounding area for any signs of others who might be nearby. In places like this, a park ranger or another person might have the tools needed to pull off a rescue. Though frantic thoughts rushed through her head, Mia kept an eye on the mother and calf duo. She couldn't tear herself away from their struggle. Captivated, yet horrified, she watched as the mother elephant continued to bravely pull at her calf, determination etched across her features. As she drew nearer, Mia noticed how other animals in the vicinity had paused to observe. The zebras, antelopes, and even birds perched high in trees seemed captivated by this mighty scene unfolding before them. The silent gathering represented an understanding shared amongst all creatures. Life held both beauty and peril in its grasp. Okay, Mia murmured to herself. I need to do something. She reached for her phone and quickly dialed local wildlife authorities, even while considering how else she could lend support. Perhaps if more eyes were on this situation, perhaps if more hands could intervene. Just then, through her observational lens, something changed. A surge of hope washed over Mia's anxious heart as she saw the calf begin to respond to its mother's efforts. The presence of love and determination shared between them pulsed like a beacon against despair. A reminder that sometimes nature found ways to encourage resilience, even when faced with grim circumstances. Come on, you can do it. She found herself cheering aloud now, deeply invested in their struggle despite being an outsider looking in. As if fueled by unseen energy flowing through their bond, a silent prayer woven into every moment unfolded. Mia prepared herself for whatever steps might follow next. The unfolding drama kept her rooted in a heartbeat, filled with anticipation as she hoped not only for a miracle, but also that maybe, even just a little, she could play a part in making it happen. Mia's heart raced as she took in the dire scene before her. The mother elephant's efforts to free her calf fueled her growing urgency. She knew she had to step in, but she also understood the importance of approaching the elephants with care. In moments like these, sudden movements or loud noises could cause panic. After all, fear could make the situation even worse. Taking a deep breath, Mia collected her thoughts and began plotting her approach. She decided to move slowly and silently, focusing on minimizing any disruption that might unsettle either elephant. With every step, she made sure to keep her body language open and non-threatening. Her aim was to demonstrate that she meant no harm, that she was there to help. Mia could see the sheer desperation etched across the mother elephant's features as it struggled against the mud with all its might. It was clear that this powerful creature was both determined and distressed, an emotional whirlwind as it pushed against nature's grip on its precious calf. This realization underlined Mia's resolve. She aimed to assist without escalating an already tense situation. As Mia crept closer, she whispered gentle words meant for both elephants. Even if they couldn't fully understand, soft sounds often conveyed kindness. You're doing great. I'm here to help. Her voice was soothing but firm enough to communicate her intentions clearly. Watching carefully from a distance, Mia studied the dynamics at play. The mother elephant looked exhausted, yet love propelled it forward each time it aimed for its calf caught in the thick muck. An inspiring force fueled by a bond so deep it transcended language or species. In that moment of connection between them, Mia felt humbled by how strong love could be in times of crisis. Seeing an opportunity as the mother shifted her position slightly for leverage, Mia seized that moment and moved again, quietly edging herself into a suitable spot alongside a nearby tree, where she was still partially concealed, yet close enough to intervene effectively. She knew that being visible would be essential, as long as it didn't instill fear. Gathering her courage and focusing intently, she considered how best to support them both amidst their struggle against nature's challenge. Moments ticked by like hours. Dread hung heavy in the air as uncertainty loomed larger than ever. Once again, Mia noticed movement. The calf appeared more attuned now to its mother's determination than ever before, almost instinctively realizing it needed to stay calm while they fought together against this relentless foe of mud. "Keep going. You've got this." Mia cheered softly as hope blossomed within her heart, feeding off their tenacity. A flicker of light amid discouragement, permeating through each moment, unfolding between those two hearts united through struggle. Mia took another slow breath and then decided on a practical action, one that might aid in their physical escape from this predicament without causing alarm. She scanned around for anything that could potentially assist. Figuring pieces of sturdy branches or lighter grasses could help create leverage or stability if placed strategically around their position. But first, she would need reassurance. Standing so close now caused apprehension to creep back into her mind about whether this was too much too soon for either animal involved. Once more summoning that gentle intent before introducing any tools into this dance between life and potential danger. She approached cautiously again before allowing herself to be seen. With arms raised slightly above her head, but palms facing outward, a universal sign showing intent to not bring harm. Mia took each step forward, deliberately building up clarity of purpose. "I promise. I only wish to help." As gentle rumbles emanated from the mother at noticing her presence mingled with fatigue layered upon relief flickering beneath. It seemed like acknowledgement coursed through them all, a backdrop where nature's resilience shone brightest against uncertainty, kindling hope flaring anew. "Let me just," were the next words softly uttered from lips poised nervously. But backing away wouldn't do either one justice now. Every second stretched further still, but validation pulsed between them anew, forging strength from shared moments steeped richly within chaos's grasp. Mia felt alive with purpose. This would be different. The bond tethering mother and calf expanded once again toward helping hands reaching out. She moved forth with determination, driving forward whatever happened next. Maybe fate had intervened just right, allowing new flames igniting hope instead. With a shared understanding that their time was precious, Mia and the mother elephant began to coordinate their efforts in an unspoken partnership. The atmosphere was thick with urgency. Every heartbeat pulsed with the need to act decisively before the mud swallowed the calf entirely. Mia, now standing closer and fully visible, was encouraged by the way the mother elephant had acknowledged her presence. It was as if the bond between them had tightened, creating a shared goal to rescue the calf from its sticky prison. The mother's determination inspired Mia, fueling her own courage as she moved into action. "Okay, let's do this together," she murmured softly to herself before turning her attention solely to the struggling calf. She knelt slowly beside it, speaking gently to reassure both it and the mother. "You're doing so well. Just hang on for me." The calf looked at Mia with wide eyes, sensing a flicker of hope in her presence. It seemed momentarily calmed by the soothing sound of her voice, which cut through its fear. With renewed focus, Mia extended her hand toward the calf and carefully placed it on its small body, feeling its warmth against her palm. As she made contact, she could see that every ounce of energy drained from the little one's frame. It still fought instinctively against the mud, while glancing back at its mother for comfort. Seeing this connection mirrored between them gave Mia strength. She knew that coordinated efforts were essential if they were to succeed. "All right now, my friend," Mia said firmly, yet gently. "Just a little more effort while I help your mom." With that affirmation echoing through her voice, she shifted her stake in this united endeavor. This would be teamwork, unlike anything nature had always displayed. The mother elephant recognized Mia's intention instantly as she turned her powerful head deliberately toward Mia, signaling readiness. Raising her trunk high above her head in an encouraging motion, she seemed to communicate that they would work together as a team to pull this youngster free from its muddy predicament. With one last deep breath for courage, Mia adjusted her grip on the calf. Knowing how vital timing could be for such efforts meant acting precisely now. "Let's try pulling together," she called out confidently while gauging where to position herself for maximum leverage without frightening either of them. Mia watched as the mother's trunk coiled itself around the baby once more, both creatures aligning themselves in tender determination for rescue alongside human intervention that felt uncertain yet fitting at once. It was a sight so poignant, a melding of wild instinct and compassionate humanity forged through instinctive solidarity, taking root firmly amidst nature's grasp. "On three!" Mia exclaimed out loud with hopeful excitement burning within, a cue identifying shared effort ahead. "1, 2, 3. At that moment, both entities exerted their strength simultaneously, the mother pulling up fiercely while Mia gripped tightly onto whatever stable part of the calf she could manage. The mud clung resistively, but seemed to yield slightly under finely united forces against it. Tension thrummed heavily in their surroundings as each entity pushed forward, trunk entwined with fingers grasping through thick muck layered beneath small feet, barely able enough for movement alone, to provide support amid chaotic turmoil shrouding them all. "Good job! Keep going!" Meanwhile, the collective rhythm pulsing through shared heartbeats vibrated powerfully between participants pulling together during their struggle. Mixing sounds intertwined, yet distinct like music, rising above trees silhouetted against azure skies surrounding them. The calf began resisting less against the muddy pressure, its trust building towards not only its mother, but also recognizing how much encouragement came from within those helping farther away. That recognition sprang forth into something greater than hoped for. A surge coursed throughout nature, signaling collective resolve shaping itself right before their eyes. A promise forging unity, existing born through an unexpected blend of compassion. In one fluid motion, tinged with both grace and raw power, intertwined amid moments escalating time. It felt as though nothing could stop them now, as they relied wholly upon each other, their fates woven together side by side amongst chaos swirling ever more fiercely, knowing help had arrived. With every ounce of strength and determination poured into their efforts, Mia and the mother elephant felt the mud beginning to yield beneath them. In a symphony of exertion, a collective force emerged. Mia's hands gripping the calf while the mother pulled with her powerful trunk. Deep within the muck, there was a barely perceptible shift. The stubborn grip of the mud started to relent. "Keep going," Mia urged both the mother and the calf, her voice resonating with hope and energy. There was a rhythm forming between them, tension transformed into cooperative grace, as if nature itself was applauding this conjunction of strength and compassion. With one decisive pull, Mia felt a shift, a surge of movement that filled her with exhilaration. Time seemed to slow as all attention honed in on that critical moment. "One more time," Mia shouted, adrenaline racing through her veins. The mother elephant echoed her enthusiasm with a mighty trumpet that could be heard miles away, igniting an ancient chorus among wildlife in proximity. Perhaps they sensed something monumental happening. Then, in a spectacular moment of triumph, the calf emerged from the sludge. The mud broke away like a curtain lifting to reveal the bright stage waiting beyond. The little one tumbled onto its feet, shaky but free, covered in mud, yet alive with exhilaration and newfound freedom. Mia's heart soared at seeing this small figure rise, its huge ears flapping wildly around its head as it stood before them. Mia beamed at the sight. The fear in the calf's wide eyes was replaced by sheer bewilderment, mixed with relief as it slowly spun around to find its mother. Their connection held even stronger now. Together, they'd conquered nature's fierce grip. The calf stumbled toward its mother, who immediately bent down to embrace it with her trunk. The moment was electric. Joy erupted as they shared in their reunion. The mother's trunk wrapped tenderly around her baby, lifting it up gently as if cradling a fragile treasure. Trumpeting sounds exchanged between them rang out like melodic bells echoing across the savannah, a celebration of love and victory. Mia couldn't help but laugh joyfully at their exuberance. She wiped tears from her eyes, not just from happiness, but also from awe at such raw beauty displayed before her. Every creature nearby seemed captivated by this spectacular display of another life saved against all odds. A harmony woven into their world, reminding everyone present how resilient bonds can be. The calf nuzzled against its mother's side, while shaking its body vigorously to fling off clumps of mud. A playful gesture that was infectious. Watching them together brought warmth to Mia's heart. All fears had dissipated now that they triumphed over adversity. Amidst gratitude spilling out through joyous noises shared between them, hope took root firmly within nature's grasp, and as if on cue, the feeling rippled throughout the entire savanna landscape. The other animals watched curiously, but were also inspired by what unfolded. A reminder that life itself could sometimes bring trials, but ultimately reveal deepest connections formed through compassion, bringing unity amid chaos. Thank you. Thank you. Mia whispered softly toward the mother elephant's powerful frame, her words laden with admiration for how tirelessly she fought for her child's safety. In this instance, human effort intertwined seamlessly into an existing thread connecting wild heartbeats together. Every participant played an unforgettable role in composing this poignant melody punctuating time beneath, sprawling skies above, where courage flickered bright against nature's grand design. As waves of joy washed over both the mother and calf, who embraced amidst an ephemeral backdrop created from struggle rising anew, a reflection blossomed brightly, portraying resilience painted vividly upon earth itself. They were more than just an elephant family. They blossomed into symbols representing profound hope, holding steady even amidst darkest storms encountered along life's path. Through laughter echoing through wide expanse, trailing off amongst rustling grasses after moments painted through mud awaited. All that remained here represented unwavering strength rooted deeply, where kindness unfurled brightly. Joy reflected back amid each crinkle, holding beauty layered within reminders, shimmering throughout savannah, stretching endlessly towards horizons glowing warm, when dusk settled softly across breathtaking views unfolding above. As the joyful reunion between the mother elephant and her calf unfolded, the atmosphere in the savannah shifted profoundly. The sound of trumpeting rang through the air, instilling a sense of celebration that rippled outwards, touching all creatures nearby. This moment, filled with triumph and love, did not go unnoticed. A chorus of wildlife paused to witness the extraordinary display of maternal devotion and resilience. Nearby, a group of zebras grazed peacefully on the lush grass, their ears perked up at the sudden surge of excitement. One curious zebra stepped forward, drawn by the commotion. Its black and white stripes shimmered in the golden sunlight as it peered through tufts of grass to see what was happening. As it caught sight of the mother elephant lifting her calf in a proud embrace, it stomped its front hoof lightly against the ground, a gesture of excitement and approval shared among all living creatures. Not far from there, a family of antelopes emerged from behind a cluster of acacia trees. Their large eyes glimmered with wonder as they watched. Some stood frozen in place, while others began to approach cautiously, sensing not just danger, but joy radiating from this incredible scene. Anticipation mingled with relief as they realized that no tragedy had befallen the baby elephant. Instead, they were witnessing a spectacular moment where love conquered adversity. Birds perched on branches above fluffed their feathers and chirped excitedly amongst themselves. Some of them even lifted into the air to circle overhead while casting shadows over the scene below. Their melodic calls punctuated the air like tiny bells ringing in celebration. Look at what has just happened. They seemed to sing, a vibrant reminder that life continued to weave its intricate tapestry. At the watering hole's edge, where other elephants had gathered to drink, a few younger ones turned their trunks towards Mia and her newfound friends, with wide eyes full of awe and admiration. They had witnessed how humans could hold space in such vulnerable moments, assisting rather than intruding, and for them, this marked an important lesson about cooperation and understanding across species. The small herd murmured softly as they processed what they saw, an intertwining narrative of struggle woven together by courage. The elder matriarch raised her trunk high above her head, as if to signal respect toward Mia and acknowledge her presence as one among them, a gesture recognizing that compassion formed common ground across any divide. Meanwhile, giraffes grazed peacefully nearby, their long necks stretching upward, yet also leaning closer, inquisitively, toward this heartwarming moment below. With curious eyes wide open, they leaned down slightly to watch it all unfold. Their gentle expressions mirrored some kindred spirit understanding could be found even in animal instincts navigating through nature's simplicities entwined around love. As if buoyed by an invisible thread connecting them all under vast open skies, it felt like unity wove effortlessly amid various species watching together. There remained solemn stillness, punctuated here and there by collective gasps during peaks within joy, echoing against sounds shaped through other wild heartbeats surrounding them. The vivid backdrop setting established further giftings within everyone present, with each trumpet sound signaling reflection amidst surroundings beyond physical connections, blending sweetly. The powerful bond displayed between mother elephant and calf served not only as inspiration for others, but also rekindled whispers more profound than words alone could ever convey. This gathering shared something rare. Emotion threaded deeply alongside jubilation, experienced throughout plains beneath brilliant sunsets, painting hues bursting forth, while other animals departed feeling buoyed by a spirit newly awakened, knowing nature remained truly interwoven regardless. And everyone encountered inside this mini-celebration absorbed pure beauty, shining brightly, blossoming, discovering truths frequently overlooked during frenetic lives, racing ahead unobservant, till extraordinary moments pulled back, unyielding layers tightly woven. In this instant, within sprawling landscapes boundlessly untouched, the collective essence captured, reminded participants present leads through ease, messaging directions, shaping purpose fulfilled anew, deeply breathing, fully becoming one. Amongst it all, joining forces raised high, alongside rhythm altogether, harmoniously fostered, rapping becoming vibrant energy lifting hearts across quiet savannas. As the golden sun began to dip below the horizon, casting a warm glow across the savanna, the mother elephant and her calf stood together, their bond more palpable than ever. The calf, now free from the mud, nestled closely against its mother, seeking comfort and reassurance after the ordeal they had just faced. With gentle nudges and affectionate trumpets, they communicated a language of love that transcended words, one that spoke of triumph and resilience in the face of adversity. The sight of them together filled Mia with a sense of awe and fulfillment. She couldn't help but admire the strength of their connection. It was a reminder of how love could inspire courage and determination. The mother elephant had fought against nature's harsh grip to save her calf, embodying both maternal instinct and unwavering dedication. The powerful display was not merely about overcoming struggle. It was about teamwork, trust, and compassion, themes that resonated deeply within both human and animal hearts. Mia reflected on her own role in this story. She had been an unexpected ally in this fight for survival. The unspoken partnership formed between her and the mother elephant had blossomed into a beautiful collaboration, highlighting how humanity intertwined with the natural world in meaningful ways. As she looked at the reunited pair, Mia felt a profound sense of connection, not just to the elephants, but to all life around her, reaffirming that all creatures share a common thread of care and concern for one another. Around them, the other animals continued to bear witness to this remarkable moment. The zebras grazed nearby, their earlier curiosity replaced by a serene calm as they observed the bond unfolding before them. The antelopes resumed their grazing, occasionally stealing glances at the elephants, their eyes glimmering with admiration. Even the birds above paused their songs, captivated by the raw beauty of maternal love displayed before their watchful eyes. In this vast expanse of the savanna, there lay a profound truth. Every creature plays a role in the tapestry of life. The elephants taught those present a lesson not only about resilience, but also about how teamwork can bridge divides, whether between species or individuals. As Mia watched, it became clear that compassion knows no bounds. It flows freely through every living being. The joy emanating from the mother elephant and her calf seemed to invigorate the surrounding wildlife. It was as if their happiness sparked a celebration, a jubilant acknowledgement of life continuing amidst challenges. Each trumpet sound from the mother echoed like a victory song resonating across the plains, reinforcing connections among all beings by unveiling shared experiences forged through hardship. Mia felt a swell of emotion rise within her as she thought about how those precious moments would linger long after she left this place. Each heartbeat synchronized with those who stood witness felt like an affirmation that love can conquer even the most perilous trials. This experience had imprinted itself on her heart, a reminder that nurturing bonds were essential for survival in both the animal kingdom and within human relationships. As twilight deepened into evening, the sky transformed into a canvas painted with hues of orange and purple. The elephant stood silhouetted against this breathtaking backdrop, a mother cradling her baby close, both embodying grace and strength amid an ever-changing world. In that serene moment shared between them, one could almost hear echoes of promises made, that they would always protect each other, remain intertwined in life's dance, and cherish every precious moment spent together. It was clear that their bond would guide them through countless adventures yet to come. Mia took one last photograph, a snapshot capturing not just an image, but an essence of love in action. She knew this day would live on in her heart as a testament to teamwork and compassion, the powerful themes that wove through both animal and human lives alike. And as she slowly retreated from their space under the fading light, Mia carried with her a renewed appreciation for all beings connected to nature's splendid rhythm. A reminder that we are all part of something greater, united through our capacity for love.